Okay, so I just wanted to shoot a little video because Horses came out yesterday, and I did a video a few days ago discussing this game and some stuff revolving this game about it being banned on Steam. I'm going to have a card up at the top, which will have a link to that video. Bear in mind, your account does have to be 18 plus to actually watch the video. That was something that I chose personally to set because of the controversy behind this game. So if your channel isn't 18 plus, your account isn't set up that way, you won't be able to see the video. So be sure to check your YouTube settings and all that and get that verified if you haven't done so yet for whatever reason, assuming, of course, that you actually are 18 plus. But I wanted to do a quick little update because the game has came out officially. It released yesterday, Tuesday. This is the GOG store page right here. This game was banned on Steam for some very controversial reasons, which aforementioned the video that I previously posted up at the top would explain why, at least allegedly why this happened. I will have a link in the description of the video as well if you want to watch that video. But anyways, it is available on GOG. It's actually the top seller right now on GOG. See, best sellers, it is number one, assuming that this chart, of course, is accurate. You'll notice his Stalker Call of Pripyat is on there. There's a new Stalker mod that apparently is a huge deal as well. That's why an old game like that's on there. But just going back to that, of course, it's got a pretty good reviews from the users so far, 4.5 out of 5 stars from 105 reviews. But there's a couple of interesting little things about this. The video had previously specified that the game was also going to be available on Epic Store, Humble, and itch.io. Now, there was a couple of interesting developments that I want to go. First, let's go to itch.io. I searched horses on itch.io, which there's, itch.io, for anybody that doesn't know, it's kind of like a Wild West indie fest. It could be more than just games. It could be music. It could be books, art, all kinds of stuff. Like it's basically a hodgepodge of all kinds of stuff made by indie creators, essentially. So I had to narrow it down to just games, and we're gonna look through. We're gonna look for horses here. You figured with this being kind of like a big deal that this would be on itch.io. So we're looking through this here. The cover art is, of course, very specific as well, but I'm not seeing this game on itch.io. I probably will need to see if there is a reason why that is. But it's just not there. There's no more search results. So I don't know what's up with that. Now, here's something that's even more interesting because when I did the video, like I said, Epic Store had it listed as coming soon. You were able to wish list it, and they didn't have the option to pre-order yet, but you were able to wish list it so you get notified when it comes out. This is what I get when I search horses. It's not on Epic Store either. They completely removed it. I thought it was a little unusual at first. I figured, well, with the controversy and everything like that, maybe it would be in the top sellers. And then I kind of scroll through the list and, we can go through right here. Of course, you're going to have some big titles like Arc Raiders, Battlefield, Grand Theft Auto, so on. Usually the typical stuff you're going to see on a major storefront like this that offers thousands of games, many of them from AAA publishers. This is typically you're going to see here. But you'll also notice that it's not even remotely ranking on here at all. And that's because it's not available for sale on the Epic Store. Now, Humble Bundle, typically when you buy a game on Humble, you get Steam keys. Every once in a while, they'll do an Epic Store or a EA Origin key or something like that. This is what's kind of interesting about Humble because they are selling the game, which I actually have a Humble Bundle membership, so I actually would get a little bit of a discount if I chose to purchase it because the game's list price is $4.99, but I'll get a 10% discount because of my Humble Bundle membership if I wanted to buy it. So it is provided DRM free, just like it is on GOG, but it's not a GOG key. You're basically, I guess, just able to download it from the Humble Bundle servers directly, just like an old school like installer, essentially, if you were to purchase it on there. So it is available on GOG and it is available in Humble Bundle, but it's not available on the other promised platforms. And I'm really curious why that is. Um, do you think they got cold feet about this particular game release, or is there something else going on? You know, let me know what you guys think. But that's gonna be the last line.